Hello, welcome back to Podcast Badly. That sounded very official. In this podcast, I teach a gamer girl how to do a podcast. How are you doing?
Am I supposed to be able to hear things through this?
No. Here's the intro music.
Oh, that's what it's for.
That's the intro music, and it definitely is a teaching how to do stuff with this amateur over here. You are an amateur.
I am.
I'm an amateur because I forgot to bring some water. Oh no, we're going to be thirsty through an entire podcast arena. Shall I end every sentence with arena? No, you can't whisper on a podcast. You're ruining everything. I want Judd back. Judd's not here today because...
Judd has a job.
Oh yeah, but that's not why he's not here. He's just lazy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
he were coming home from his job, and he were gonna do the podcast, but then he said, "Can you just do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll get you to co-host today." So
I'm doing a great job so far.
So how long did you take to do your makeup?
Only like 10 minutes. Because I only did my face, I didn't do my eyes. My eyes were already done.
You said that in such like a girl way. Only like 10 minutes.
Yeah, only like 10 minutes, you know. Just like, only took me like 10 minutes to do.
You've got that effect. If you're watching on youtube.com/more Jacob Fox or Jacob Fox channel, I can't remember what channel is, like the URL is. You're getting a bit less bad than Judd gets on the. There's a massive light that lights me up while streaming, but the way it's angled, if someone's sat to my left, like what's happening on the podcast, it really like blows out their face.
You can see like where the black hair dye is coming out of my hair. Like,
but you've got black hair.
No, that's my natural colour.
Yeah, it's black.
There's like
all black.
There's like a ready transition from when I dyed it purple and then to black from when I dyed it black. And I'm going back purple on Wednesday.
You're going proper purple though this time.
I'm going real purple.
Yeah.
You're going to have a fully fledged gamer girl. Sorry, I'm not going blue. That's the real gamer girl hair.
But then that's how you're getting YouTube Rewind though.
Oh shit.
That's how you do that. Right, my tooth's hurting. Talk about that.
Jacob's wisdom tooth is coming through and he's being a little bitch.
I'm not. It really. If you know that if you were like in the same pain as me, you would be crying like constantly.
Yeah. But to be fair, though, actually, with my mouth, I'm.
Yeah, carry on down that.
With teeth pain, I'm not that bad because I had braces. No, I'm not, and you've never seen me with teeth pain, so you can't actually talk about this. Whereas my mum can. My mum's not here, but she could tell you.
I just don't believe you though.
No, you should believe me, because with teeth pain, I'm not that bad at all, because I had braces for 4 years and I had to have my jaw split in half and like widened.
Yeah.
For my braces, and I didn't
to fit more dicks in.
No, actually,
I should have that air horn sound effect on my soundboard, shouldn't I?
No, it was because I have too many teeth for my mouth. I have a really big mouth, but a very small jaw. So like I've got.
I think that might be my problem. That I've got too many teeth in my mouth because already my front teeth are like real bad.
I mean, I have really straight teeth now, like.
Yeah, because
but it took years and
brace
years
face
of braces.
for years.
Yeah. You first met me when I had brace face. Yeah, and you didn't even see the worst of the brace face, the bad years.
But it's really been annoying me lately. I'm hoping that I don't have to go and get it out because it's like £70 to get a tooth removed.
I hope you do because views.
Yeah, I did think about that.
Because I'd come and pick you up and I'd like take you home and stuff and I'd film everything because it'd be hilarious. Because you were funny when you were on Gas and Air when you broke your arm. And you were getting your
No, that wasn't because I was on Gas and Air, though. Everyone thought it was, but it was just because I was trying to lighten the mood because I'd just broken my arm.
No, honestly. You were definitely right. You had, like, this, like, weird green kazoo thing that you were, like, sucking on for painkillers. And me and your mum were sat there, and you kept, like, you'd be talking, then you'd breathe in for, like, it was like a kazoo, and it had, like, a little, like, filter at the top that had, like, these weird black rocks, and it was like a painkiller. And you kept, like, sucking on it, and then just going...
It's a podcast. You can't do something with your head when it's a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But then he'd just, like, fall asleep, so then me and his mum would start laughing, and then, like, he'd just, like, wake himself up, like, jolt. So you can't tell me that you weren't high.
No, that was different.
I have a video.
You were on about the Gas and Air, which is something else, and I wasn't.
No, you were.
I wasn't.
You can't not be high on Gas and Air.
Well, I wasn't. I can tell you.
were,
It wasn't
Jacob.
doing anything.
I have video evidence.
Yeah, I know, and that's just what I'm like. It's like when I'm drunk and people think I'm
I
really
know what
drunk,
you're
but
like.
I'm not really drunk.
been
I'm just like that.
We've been dating for a while.
You don't even know me. I
We
feel like this might be distorting a little, so.
We've been dating 3 years. I'm pretty sure I know what you like.
You don't even know my real name. You can't leave awkward silence. It's a podcast. People will think it's stopped working.
Good, but sometimes when you say dumb shit, my visceral reaction is to just look at you in silence and just judge.
Do you listen to any podcasts at all?
Yes, I listen to.
To this one all the time, only this one.
Well.
You need to get a bit closer to that.
Oh, okay.
You're not even close enough to the microphone, and I've put it right in front of your noggin. What podcast did you listen to?
The one I listen to like religiously is the Jenna Julian podcast. Like I find that really, really funny. I think as a couple though, like Jenna Marbles and Julian Salamita are just really, really funny, and I just enjoy.
Whoa. Julian Salami Feet.
Julian Salamita.
You said Julian Salami Feet.
Oh. Yeah, no, I just think they're really, really funny. And then occasionally I listen to the Views podcast with David Dobrik and Jason Nash. I listen to that.
That's
then,
funny
like,
for like half of it and arguing in ads for the rest of it.
Yeah. No, like and then I do listen to this podcast, but like I'll always.
Yeah, and what did you tell me about the last time you listened to this podcast?
I fell asleep, but because
It's that boring, is it?
No, only because I'd had a really busy day, and then I'd had a Twitch notification earlier on that day to say that you'd been live, and I looked and it was a podcast, and it was like midnight, and I was like, oh, I'm going to listen to the podcast then before I go to sleep, and I just ended up falling asleep to the podcast, not because it was boring, just because I was tired.
Or you could say it was long past midnight. Hey, that's the song I wrote. Lol. Do you want to do the ads for the podcast?
Yeah, what other?
You have to advertise all this stuff. So yeah, I'll whisper it in your ear and then you can say all the ads, right?
Okay.
The podcast's not finished, I'm whispering in the ear. Why don't you just say it as soon as I'm saying it to you?
Don't forget that the podcast is on Spotify, Apple Music and all streaming services. And it's on YouTube on Jacob Fox 2. And there's links to merch and accounts and stuff everywhere. Also, you can watch it live on stream at Twitch.
Whoa, do you want to say that without sounding like a screaming cat?
No, but it's really weird. You whispering in my ear. It literally is. It's really uncomfortable.
Also, you can watch live at twitch.tv/gamesbadly. There we go. Those are the ads. That's what we say. Like, Void Thought says this is creepy. It is creepy. I feel like that's a good measure of this podcast, really. Yeah. It's not even the regular scheduled creepy. Imagine how creepy they would find it if my regular co-host of Judd was here.
Oh God, yeah.
Because I mean, he's got scabies. We were looking for.
Yeah.
He's got infectious mites burrowing into his skin.
But like, we'd spent so much time with him. Like the day before he found out he had scabies, we spent like the entire day with him.
Yeah.
And then like we were both,
But he'd had these like marks all over him for ages, and he kept like touching me and stuff as like a joke. And I'm like, Judd, we don't know what you've got, but whatever it is gross and contagious. Stop fucking touching me.
The day after, I woke up and I had like a rash all over my face. So I was like, oh my God, I've got scabies. I've caught scabies off Judd. Luckily, it was just because I was allergic to like new washing detergent or whatever it was.
Judd is the name of the regular co-host.
Oh yeah, that's Judd. Well.
Yeah. Thing is with that though, we were looking forward to a scabies update and seeing how he's doing.
I want to see what his scabies is.
I want to know how he's coping with them.
I want to know how scabies goes.
Yeah, same. It's
I find it really disorientating looking in the monitor and trying to like.
You don't have to look in the monitor. In fact, I'm bringing up YouTube right now, half so you don't do that. And also half so that we can look at the latest Deji drama, because we've been keeping up with it.
Is that what the video was called? I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, and look, the thumbnail, I'll put it on. Hold on, let's go on
He's such a little
this. Here we are. And then you can see the thumbnail here. It's just Deji
What? He's
crying
crying.
like a little.
Man
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Deji.
This is an 11-minute long video, so I feel like let's just leave it running. Look, the dislike bar down here has got 90k dislikes, including mine, because fuck Deji, honestly.
Just
Jesus
honestly,
Christ.
like he's just.
So let's pop these headphones back on and
yeah.
and just run through this. And I'm not going to pause it, or I'm going to try
I
not to
got these.
pause
Yeah,
it
that's left, right.
because it's just I can't pause
Can I
this
not
and
make these any
analyse it.
tighter?
No, you've just got a tiny head. Right, here we go.
My
Yo,
forehead.
what's up,
big to
guys?
do.
It's Deji.
What's up, guys?
And
It's Deji.
I'm getting this off my chest. All right, I'm sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. I'm
You know what,
tired
Deji?
of
I'm
this,
sick and tired of you being a
trying
little
to be
bitch.
nice and
Yeah,
polite and
same.
shit.
We're still
It's
here.
pissing me off so much. All right, so
What do you mean you're trying to be
I thought
nice?
my
You're trying to
brother
defame your brother. It's
He's-
stupid.
He's trying to be nice, but he's been
like, fuck it,
an
we just
arsehole for
move
the
on.
past,
All right,
Yeah.
so
like, how many
He's
months?
just been
Nearly a year now, maybe? I don't know.
He's not trying to be nice. He's trying to get clout out of his brother, like always.
Yeah.
even when
Deji's career is built off getting clout from
Anyway,
JJ.
Yeah.
this is
He's saying that he's tried to keep it private, but it doesn't even work. I'm not going to pause that. Basically, it says Deji wants to ring him. JJ don't want to ring him, but still wants to keep it private and just text it out. I don't get why you don't want to talk on phone, but whatever. So he's saying he's tried to keep it quite private. No, he's not. He's tried to get a phone call, is what he's tried to do. Huge evidence. Get ready for this huge evidence.
It just like it. Oh,
But I'm going to show you one of, I guess, a key.
it just does my head in.
There's
I
a
don't get
there's a
him.
reason why KSI did an hour-long video, so he could make sure he addressed everything.
Yeah, and he did. He addressed everything. It was very well thought out. In the there weren't really. I mean, from my point of view, there weren't really any grey areas that he left.
No, and it were quite repetitive, but it was so that it were all covered to make sure. So now Deji's on about this fucking they both slept with the same girl thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just JJ fully addressed this as well.
Yeah, he did. God, I mean, I really like JJ, but his hair looks like shit.
It's crap, isn't it?
terrible. I mean, I've had some bad hair in my time, but that really just takes the piss now, really.
It's to me this whole thing with this girl just seems like this hoe's trying to like just get with both of them, get some dick from both, get a bit of clout,
Yeah.
and that's it.
That's literally all it is. And
And the thing
KSI's taking that for what it is.
Yeah, Deji's just letting it split them both up because he's a child who got attached to this random
Yeah.
bitch.
So, in 2016, the same girl, idiotic girl, she sent me texts. She sent me texts of their conversation, alright? So,
I like how Deji's missed out this part where Deji were like, being like, oh yeah, we both slept with this girl, and didn't care when it happened.
They met her at a concert.
He's just lying now to get the clout.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my brother, he said this. This is what my brother said.
I didn't even know she knew you. I don't even remember your name even being mentioned. For all I knew,
Yeah.
she was just a girl that I met at a concert.
I can't hear him.
her in any
Why?
of your videos.
And then these are his texts.
I can hear Dej, but I
These are
can't
his
hear
texts. I'm
KSI.
not gonna read them. You
Put
read them
this
for
ear
yourself,
on.
and then you'll see.
But I couldn't hear it with either ear.
Oh, I don't know. Then. So essentially, these texts basically look like KSI saying he did know Deji, did know that this girl were associated with Deji, but that could have been after they'd slept together because it's confusing as to who slept with her first and everything. But I don't even care at this point. Why does he care that much? It's not like either of them have stayed with her. It don't matter.
Yeah,
Just
that's
let
the
it
thing.
go.
Look how long that shit.
So this girl sent him a massive text apologising.
Send that text to someone who you don't like, or you
Even
you're
his
not
voice is
someone-
annoying.
You might send that to someone you don't like and you're not interested in because you feel guilty. Of course you might.
Just because
He's just, honestly, he's same age as me and he acts like he's 12.
I just couldn't be us. I just said, you know
Judd
what?
would be more mature. That's
The
Judd.
big side of me, the grown-up side of
He's
me
acting
said,
like
"Move on, Dej." So I
he's-
did that
he's
whole
a
video
grown-up
saying,
guy.
"Moving on."
And he's
I
not.
just took the L. That's exactly
No.
what I did. I just took the L.
No, you didn't. He's not just taking the L because he's not doing it now.
I just said, fuck it. Like,
Why? Why did you say fuck? Why care? The only reason why you would say fuck it, I'm gonna put all this out is to get clout.
Yeah,
And look
that's,
bad.
that is.
My brother in his first video, in my first,
Because if you were as embarrassed and as hurt as you said you were,
I can't get through.
you wouldn't put it out there.
No.
Because you'd be embarrassed and
The
you
only
wouldn't want
reason you
everyone
would
to know
put it,
that.
the only reason you would put it out is
It's
to
for clout.
Yeah, exactly.
Angry at me for making this public, but I'm it's just
I've had
I
it.
this off my chest. I'm not a fucking liar. All right, I have no reason to lie.
Oh,
I
Jesus
Okay, sure thing,
Christ.
Dej.
So the
Whatever,
fact that
Deji.
my brother is lying about something that really hurt me, but back in
For a start,
2016,
it shouldn't have
he
hurt him
was
so
crying
much.
over
It's
this
stupid
shit.
to
And the
be...
fact that
He cried over all this. Oh no, boo-hoo.
That's
Oh
like,
no.
right, in an alternate world, right, that's like me getting with you, and us not going any further than that, and then me getting with Judd.
And then Judd being really pissed off about it.
Yeah, like,
It's stupid.
and I'd just be sat there like, what?
It comes across as that Deji's given in to believing the character that KSI puts forward on YouTube, because it is a bit of a character he plays in
Yeah,
his videos.
but you know, everyone amps it up for the camera. Like, you know, there's a joke on Jenna Marble's channel that
This is the bit where he says he's going to expose himself. I might have to pause this just so we can read these out.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on, let's have a look at this. Right, so this, right, I'm going to explain them to you so you can see what happens.
Okay.
The left-hand side, which is the white text, that's just for you. Anyone listening, you'll not be able to get this, is Deji. And the green text is this girl who's been talking to. So Deji says, "Fuck you, man. Made me sick, you dumb fuck. How are you going to meet me, then tell me you're sick? Honestly, fuck yourself. I ain't meeting you anymore. I don't trust you. You could have given me an STD, dumb bitch." She had a cold. The girl had a cold, which she only realised she had when she were on the train up to see him. And she says, "I'm sorry, I only started feeling ill on the way up." And he's saying, "Fuck off, you're a real piece of shit. Do you have an STD?" Because I swear, it's a cold. An STD shows completely different
Yeah,
symptoms.
I meant to tell you, I had a bit of a sniffle this morning. I think.
Fuck you! I hate you!
Yeah.
It's that's insane. But the thing is, Deji's showing this himself. Why? Why is he doing this? It's got nothing to do with his brother.
Oh, no, I've got...
It just goes like that.
No, that's the
does.
right one. Oh no.
No. Like that, so you can get them around your head. Oh, God. You're such a liability. Anyway, let's continue.
Explain the story to you. I met this girl, right?
We don't need to see him explain the story right next. Right, okay. Right. So, on this side, it's the other way around. Deji's on the right-hand side. So, this girl's saying, "Thanks, I get that a lot. Jokes, you aren't too bad yourself." So, they're kind of flirting a bit. And then he asks how old she is. She says, "That's random, but I'm 18. And he says, "What's random?" Asking my age. How? And she says, "Because it's rude to ask a lady's age, duh." And jokingly, she asks if he's 15. And he wasn't. He must have been like 18, 19 at this point.
Yeah.
So, she lied. She was 16. But, I mean,
And now?
it's kind of like, well,
I mean, technically, it's
yeah, it kind of is weird, kind of not bad. But, right, this one, alright, steady on, Deji. She was 14, this girl is talking to her, he was 16. He didn't know she was 14, because the first message he sent to her was, "I want you."
ew.
And then next one is, "Guess no." She replies with, "Oh my god, Deji," and now he puts, "Now you reply." She comes back with, "In fact, why don't we read this with you being the girl voice, being as you're a girl?" Go on, you read the
I'm a
next
girl?
one. You are?
I think. Am I?
Yeah, well, you read the blue ones then.
Okay. Oh my god, Deji.
And then he says, "Now you reply."
Only just saw it.
Yeah.
I did.
I'm joking. How old are you? 'Cause I want you.
14. I'm sorry, did you think I was older?
Oh my
That
god.
laugh. From being
That's
a girl.
gross. It's horrible.
From being a girl, is so awkward.
Yeah, that's such a defense mechanism.
It's
isn't
like
it?
it's like if that got asked you in public, like if someone asked that to me at 14 in public, I'd go.
It's ridiculous. It's so and thing is, he thinks he's being clever and exposing himself so that no one can bring this up. But why? Why is he doing it?
Like the accent went red. It's
Yeah.
been green all this time.
I don't. Why is he doing that though? Because surely this video is supposed to be making a point that his brothers lied, right?
Yeah.
What the
But then
hell has all this got to do with that?
Exposing himself as a bit of a pedo.
This has got nothing to do with any of that. Why would he do this? It's insane. We need to continue with the video now anyway. He says he were a horny 16-year-old guy and that. I get it. It's not, like, unforgivable. I get it. So I'm not too bothered about him. I just don't get why he's doing it.
Why you'd bring that out? It doesn't really add anything to the story, or
Yeah, it just seems pointless.
make anyone support him more.
No, it's just stupid. And he's admitting to just being young and dumb, and fine. I'm not going to hold those texts or anything against him.
Everyone's young and dumb.
It just doesn't make sense. It just makes him come across as more thick because he's showing irrelevant stuff.
Yeah, everyone's young and dumb. I mean, I shared some cringe Nicolas Cage memes on the internet. They were pretty funny. They were pretty good.
Yeah, I know it's not good. So why are you doing it?
Saying he's a tank, and I just...
That's just his brand, I think.
Yeah, but like, he's not really a tank though, is he? He's more like a Citroen C1. Dude, let's be honest here.
It really pisses me off. I'm tired of this whole being nice shit, alright?
Have you? Have you?
What?
Have you really?
What do you mean you're tired of being nice?
Bullshit, and I doubt a lot of people's
You cringy leech.
thing.
What's nice about that?
I'm gonna change it to my Instagram handle, cringy leech.
Bullshit lies and congratulations. This text alert
It's not full of lies, really, is it? So this text says, it basically making it look like KSI did know about the girl that they both slept with. He did know that she was involved with Deji. But the thing is, right, every screenshot that Deji's shown between him and his brother has been on Apple Message, on iPhone's text message thing. As soon as he's coming out with more incriminating messages, they're on WhatsApp. And also, if you look at how KSI's talking on these messages, the way he's typing and stuff, it's very different. Like, the grammar's really different. That's quite a conspiracy way of looking at it. But I've got a feeling that these WhatsApp screenshots are faked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They could be.
Yeah, I mean, as well, like, it's just like, even his icon.
Yeah, it looks like something that a fan would put on to try and pretend they're KSI.
Yeah.
Not something that he would actually have on a personal number and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's
weird. I don't trust it. I don't trust Deji at all.
Yeah.
Smug face, look at him.
It's like in the same way that, like, you know, like, my profile picture on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, it'll be different to the photo that you have of me as your icon. You know, like you have your like profile picture on Facebook of you playing with your band, but then the photo I have when you ring me is like a really stupid photo of your face up close. Like
exactly.
When
you don't have the same thing.
Yeah, when it's personal between friends, you don't have that.
Yeah, it's
very rare that you do.
I don't trust these screenshots Deji's showing in this video.
I'm done. I'm really done.
He's done.
And when I say I'm done, I'm super done.
I bet he's not. I bet if he gets another opportunity to make a video that'll get a lot of views, he'll do it.
Have a heart to heart with you, but you
Can't wait for the next diss track.
You don't trust me. How the fuck can I trust
I
you?
honestly don't think they will make diss tracks.
I really want him to though. We need another bop. Old Town Road's getting old.
Oh no, hurt your little feelings. Oh, poor Deji. Oh,
He's like always sunny in Philadelphia. Oh, little baby got addicted to crack.
Oh, and this pisses me off. How he's saying he's going through some fucked up mental health shit. To be honest, I don't believe him.
No. He nearly went like full on Kyle who drinks money, like nearly punched the drywall. Then, like, guys, honestly, this guy is a tank. He nearly punched some drywall. Right, we need to chill.
Jesus, Deji, chill out.
It's not that big of a deal.
Look, I'm not gonna cry. He says I'm not gonna cry.
Oh, it's so cringy.
Look at him go. Look at him crying. Jesus Christ. Well, stop being it then. It's a pretty simple solution.
You know, the thing is, though, like, he didn't have to put him crying up on the internet.
No.
He chose to do that. And this video has been edited. It's not as if he's just, like, filmed it and thrown it up there. Like, it's been edited.
I don't think it has been edited, though.
No, but it has to have been to put the screenshots in.
Yeah, I suppose, but he's not cut it up, I suppose, so...
But he still could have cut that out.
He says he don't care if people see him as a wimp and a pussy or asking for attention. Well, that's exactly what I think he's doing. It's a good job he don't care. We know exactly what you're going through, Deji, because you've told everyone. Everyone knows exactly what he's going through, and we still think he's being a little bitch.
I can't hear what he's saying, but I also don't need to know what he's saying at the same time.
He's still on about this stupid, stupid girl. Yeah, I can do this.
You were talking to my brother while you were talking to me. You had sex with my
Ooh.
brother
Ooh.
and still had the
Got myself looking like a
audacity
grudge.
to beat me after you had sex with him. I didn't even tell me.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
so fucked up.
So he's just admitted then that the girl met him after she'd had sex with his brother.
Through your phone, you were talking to like 5 other guys.
Jesus.
Not just my brother. You were talking to like.
So she was talking to loads of people then, so she's a hoe. So just stop worrying about it.
It's not as if she was like your girlfriend of years and then slept with your brother.
It shows how childish he actually is when he lets that sort of thing get to him this much.
It's like, Daisy in the playground played with another boy and now I'm sad.
It is like that. Imagine what would happen if he got married and she cheated on him. Imagine how he'd react.
He would punch his drywall then.
Video is my experience. How I feel. That's what you don't understand. That's my
No,
experience.
we fully understand that. We fully understand it's how you feel.
So understand
We just don't care, because it's a lot of crap.
It's not cool. It really isn't cool.
He's not trying to do anything to you.
It's not cool.
Fucking hell.
Not cool, guys.
Chill out.
It's not cool. It's not cool anymore.
This is not fucking cool at all.
I get it. Shut up.
Jacob, do you think it's cool?
I don't think it
I
is.
don't think it's cool.
Like 2 weeks. I don't know what.
He's just blabbering on.
He looks
there.
like he has really wet lips.
I don't know what's going on.
Is that racist?
No, it's just an observation.
It might just be all the tears that are streaming into him.
Look, it looks like he has a really wet mouth.
It's pissing me off. It really is pissing me off.
Jeez.
I think it's accentuated more by him crying.
I think PewDiePie said it right. That's enough for the video anyway. I think PewDiePie said it right, as in, he said that, Deji, just take a break from YouTube, come back and fully disassociate yourself with any of this, essentially. And I think that that's the right thing to do. Why? That's the only thing to do.
I want
Just have
him-
a break for like at least 2 weeks, and then come back and make
I want
original
him-
content.
I want-
Nothing
I
like
want
he's
him
ever
to
made
come
before.
out. I want him to come out with an apology video, right? And then we can have a ranking of apology videos from Logan Paul's, and there'll be Deji's, Laura Lee's, James Charles. Oh, it'll be the best thing ever. James Charles' apology video is way up there for me personally.
Oh dear, that whole saga's like done for now anyway.
It makes
so-
me laugh.
I don't know.
People still trying to make content on it. It just like makes me laugh.
I do find how everyone got involved, like everyone were interested in
Yeah.
that, and halfway through it, everyone went, "Wait a minute, I don't care about beauty gurus."
Yeah, literally.
So
It was like people are still trying to make drama out of it because like Tati uploaded a video and like usually she has like Jeffree Star's products in her background, and like not because they're a product placement or anything, just because like they're just there on a like a makeup table, and she moved them. She didn't get rid of them. She just moved them.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh my god, does this mean Tatties were not friends with Jeffree anymore?" But like making drama videos about it and everything like that.
Drama
and then
alert.
I think it was yesterday or the day before, Jeffree's new launch happened, and she uploaded a video testing out all his new products, and like even said in it like,
I think we're lagging on stream, by the way.
oh wait, okay,
I don't know. Carry on, that's fine.
and like she addressed it because like she was trying to spread it and saying like, oh, I really like these. I've always liked Jeffree's formula, and even addressed it and just said like, look, I'm not doing this because like I'm trying to get like clout or anything like that. She went, I just genuinely like Jeffree's products, and she was just saying that like, you know, people were really like looking into the fact that I'd moved his products out of the background, and like it was nothing. I just wanted a new background. I'd had them there for ages, which makes sense, you know. Like everyone changes about the room like every so often.
Yeah.
And it was like people were trying to like read more into it, and she even said like, I wish there was more to it, but there isn't. Like that's just it. I just moved stuff out of my background. Just like
I know,
people just
but-
want to make drama.
And I was saying to Judd about this whole KSI Deji situation. I'm hoping we're still alright live. We'll continue the podcast regardless. That people don't have fucking flip-flop. Each time someone makes a video, then they're on their side. Then the other side
Yeah.
makes a video, now they're on their side. And it happened with the James Charles stuff and everything.
Yeah.
It's... People just don't think. They
No.
don't think for themselves. And it's really frustrating. Yeah, the stream's being weird. I'm going to restart the stream, but the podcast will continue. This is what we have to go through. I don't know what the problem is. But, yeah, there we go. You've been watching O.J. Simpson,
Oh yeah,
haven't
I've
you?
been watching The People versus O.J. Simpson on Netflix, and it's so good. Like I'm nowhere near the end yet.
How is
but-
that, like, formatted? Like, what... How does it work? 'Cause I watched...
It's just
Me and Judd for a while went on a little binging thing of documentaries, and we did the Michael Jackson one and then watched the Madeleine McCann one. How is so? Which one is it laid out like?
Neither. It's not like a documentary. It's like a reenactment of the thing.
Oh.
It's like a dramatisation of it because it's
Is
from...
it more like Making a Murderer? Is that what that's like? I never
No.
watched that one either.
Making a Murderer is really good, though. You should watch it.
I've just seen the thumbnail for the most recent like stream video, and it's just Deji's
Just
crying,
Deji
blubber face. Thing is, I think currently I think we're just on the podcast and not live because on OBS, which is what I use to stream, it's just constantly saying stop in stream, but I can't restart the stream until like the podcast's over because we have to record it all live, and there's another like half an hour to go. It really frustrates me when things like this happen, but. Whatever. How's the documentary on
it's not
killed his wife man?
It's not a documentary. It's like a dramatisation of it. It's got some names for you. It's got Sarah Paulson in.
Don't know what that is.
Okay. never mind. It has it's got David Schwimmer from Friends.
You mean Ross?
Yeah, he plays Robert Kardashian. He does very, very good job.
Rob Kardashian?
Yeah.
Why is he there?
Older Robert Kardashian, like the Kim Kardashian's dad. He was a lawyer.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Lawyered.
Who else has he got in? Oh, Nathan Lane, who does the voice of Timon in Lion King. It's got some really good people in it.
How serious
Oh, it's got
is
John
it?
Travolta. No, it's serious. It's deadly serious.
Is it?
Yeah.
This
I
cast
know.
seems weird.
It says, no, but honestly, you should watch it. It's really good. Like it just shows like it's based on a book that one of the lawyers or the attorneys wrote.
Right.
So I don't know which side the attorney was on that wrote the book, but it's like about, and it's like a deep insight into like what both teams did to like try and either get OJ or not get OJ. It's really, really good.
That's the case from where the famous line of if the
glove don't
fits,
fit, you must acquit. That one.
Yeah.
That came from, I think.
It was OJ's side because the gloves didn't fit his hand. But
yeah.
I've seen the famous picture of him supposedly not getting his hand in,
Yeah,
and it just looks like he just needs to put his hand in more.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, well,
That's
just keep
that's
going.
That's the episode I've just watched because it goes through the court case like bit by bit, and that's the episode I've just watched, and it's really what I found really interesting as well is how much this slammed. So one of the lawyers on the who were trying to get OJ done for this double murder was called Marsha Clark, and everyone like really like because it was such a big thing in the media, like, you know, it was one of the biggest celebrities ever who in this murder case, you know, it was really, really publicised and it was all over the media. And she was like getting really, really slammed for like what she was wearing and like what her hair was like. And like all I was thinking was like, why does it matter?
It just makes good news, doesn't it? Really, I
Yeah.
suppose.
And they were just like, and they had like, there was a thing on a radio saying like, oh, is Marsha Clark a babe or a bitch? And like, phone in now and tell us.
See, the
It's
thing
like,
is, when
why does it matter?
when people get mad at that sort of thing, normally they're like, "Oh, look at like what women have to deal with. Isn't it so bad for women?" But the actual audience of that is normally women,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, stop reading it then.
Because there was a thing, because they have to do jury testing to make sure that they have like a non-biased jury, and one of the juries that they tested, like all the women didn't like her.
Yeah.
Like the men were fine with it. The men didn't care, but all the women were like, "I don't like her. I don't like her. I think she comes across as a bitch," stuff like that. Like, why does it matter?
Yeah, it's just
It's like, it don't
just
matter.
stupid. I still we were saying in the car earlier that we still think he probably did it.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. Didn't he?
I don't think he was convicted. In fact,
No, but wasn't there something in the news? Oh no, that was Johnny Benny.
yeah, do you know Benet Ramsey?
John Benet Ramsey.
John Benet, yeah. That was an awful case.
That was
I watched
awful.
the it was just a BuzzFeed Unsolved on it, but
So awful.
if you've not seen the John Benet Ramsey case,
Oh,
then just watch the BuzzFeed Unsolved on it,
it's
and it's
so
just
awful.
like a lot of the time with those
the,
unsolved videos, it's like sort of interesting, and you want to sort of you want to think about who's the killer and that. But at the end of that one, it was sort of just like, ugh.
Because it's like, it's a little girl.
I just
like,
felt awful after the end of it.
yeah, but yeah, he definitely did it. I mean, like, there's no. All the scientific evidence points towards him doing it. There's no other scientific evidence that points towards anyone else doing it. So how could it have he being anyone else? You know,
Well, like I was saying as well to you, that there's a good theory about how it could have been his son.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't rule that out.
But
with
even
what it was
so,
shown.
though, like, OG's blood was found at the scene of the crime, and he had a cut.
OG, well, it was his
And
DNA, but not necessarily his blood, but it was his DNA, like, that was involved with the blood.
No,
but
no.
also, it wasn't that was brought into question whether they tested it right and a few bits like that. And it was just I'm gonna try restarting the stream now because it's OBS has decided to give it another go. I don't know. Maybe we'll get back on live too. Are there any other cases like that? Did you ever end up watching the Madeleine McCann documentary?
No, and this sounds really bad, and I know it probably sounds really bad. But
Don't worry, I've got the soundboard prepped and ready for them.
no, it's not illegal reasons that's a joke. No, it's just I just found the documentary really boring.
I really liked it. I thought it was a great documentary. Because
I don't know what it is with Madeleine McCann, but I just I preferred to read upon it, I like read upon articles and stuff like that about it, than watch the documentary. Just because I don't know what it was, but I just found the documentary just really all over the place and really jumpy, like really hard to follow. And I found it much easier to just read about it, which I know you'll struggle with, but.
the stream's still not working. I don't know what's happening. I think we're just gonna have to give up on the stream for some reason. But I thought the documentary was great because it ran through each theory one by one. It sort of set up what happened and ran through each theory and went into detail on it and went through it all. And there was only like one theory that they missed out, and to be fair, it was like a particularly good theory. But there were nothing. I don't know. I do think that there was some, and it was really like intense and scary at points.
Yeah.
I do think it's well worth watching. It was really good. I mean, we're late on talking about these things.
I mean, she was 3 when she went missing, weren't she? She was 3.
I think she might have been 5.
5.
Yeah, because I don't think a 3-year-old could like. No, I think she was 5.
She's 5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna Google it just to check.
Okay. Well, I'll try the stream one more time. I don't know what's happening with my internet at this moment, but as soon what's funny about this is there's a counter on the bottom of OBS that says how many frames you've dropped that haven't like worked streaming, and as soon as I press stream, it goes to like 99% of frames dropped and doesn't go down from there. It just essentially is streaming a flat image of us.
Oh, I love that.
No idea. I hate it when it does this though, because there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do to like alter it and try and fix the stream. I'm supposed to be your coach for streaming and everything.
You're doing a terrible job.
What does the Google say? How old was she?
Well, she was born in 2003 and she went missing in 2007, so she will have been 5.
Yeah. It's with that. I don't know. I wouldn't fully rule out that the parents did it, but I don't think they did, to be honest. After watching that, I'm a bit like. They would have to have been geniuses to get away with it and not get caught after some of the stuff that was done.
Yeah, I suppose.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
And so many people think it was them, and maybe more particularly the mum. But I honestly, I can't see it. And, yeah. Well, no wonder I'm trying to stream via Paris. Why is that happening?
Oh, yeah, sick work.
Nice, right, let's try that
living
again.
in Paris. What a lovely day in Barnsley.
And I know why that's on. It's because sometimes it don't work on the London server, and I have to put it onto the Paris one because it's the next nearest one for us. But no, it's just doing the exact same thing again. Never mind. Ooh, and you're also getting a phone call back. Put her on speaker. We can have her on the podcast.
No, I'm not going to put her on
speaker. Do it.
No, because
it'll
she's
be funny.
She's having a stressful time.
You
at
can
the
tell her we're
moment.
live on the radio.
No, I'm just gonna tell her that.
Helena's friend's calling her in the middle of the podcast, and I wanted to, I know her as well, but I wanted to answer it so we can have her on the podcast.
Because she'll just been at work and she'll be ringing me because she'll be like, something will have happened at work and she'll not be happy with it.
Oh, is it because she's getting abused by the customers all the time?
No, because she's just been really busy lately, and she's ill, and she hasn't got any time to like let herself get better. And I'm saying to her, yeah, you always have time to let yourself get better. Just take a day off work and just let yourself get better.
Or do a fat weed. That's what they say does it, makes everything better in like Colorado. Am I right? Am I right?
I'm ignoring you.
Don't worry, the podcast hasn't broken. I'm just still seeing. Am I right?
What did we say we were going to talk about earlier?
Tell it as most embarrassing stories. Why don't you start? Or shall I start?
You start. I have to. I mean, I have a lot. I'm gonna try and filter them down.
There's one that just particularly comes to mind that I suppose isn't particularly embarrassing for most people, but I just found it super embarrassing. And I think it's because I was a kid. I would have been about 7 or 8. In class, like for UK people who listen to this, they'll sort of get an idea. It would have been class 7, class 6, no, class 5.
So year 5.
No, because sometimes there's 10 classes in my primary school, but you only have 5 or 6, you only have 6 years in primary school, and there was 10 classes.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't think any
does,
primary school worked
because
like
they had
that.
to double up some classes, like class 1 and 2 were both year 1. And so 6 and 7
right,
were.
okay. How old
classic.
were you? Just how old were you?
I was 7 or 8.
Right, okay.
And
That's
I was
easier.
in
I'm
class.
gonna rest my leg on you. Can
She's
you give
put
me,
a foot on my
you
legs.
can give
to
me a foot rub if you want.
No, and and we had a really flamboyant teacher called. Well, I'm gonna say she was called Miss Moncrief because she's since got married and her name's changed anyway, so it doesn't matter if people hear this.
Should we be saying a name?
I don't care. And and she was really flamboyant. Like she'd always do massive like gestures and things like that. And don't do that.
Sorry.
You just make unnecessary noise.
Sorry.
So she was asking it. We were having a maths class, and this is in primary school. So you just have the same teacher for every class. You didn't have like specific teachers when you were this young.
Did you not?
No, you didn't either. No one had specific teachers
We
for
did.
each class.
We had a I'm gonna struggle. I can't say this word. We had a specific maths, English, and IT teacher and dance teacher.
That's crazy talk.
And PE teacher.
That's crazy talk. I
everything
don't
else
even
was
believe
together.
you. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So she was teaching maths, and it were like a simple question. It was something it were like 6 add 1. It were like that easy. And often in primary school, they'd like get the whole class to repeat an answer like that back to them.
Yeah.
And because she was so flamboyant, I thought she was gesturing to the whole class to do that. But actually, she was just gesturing to one girl right at the front called Sarah. I remember this girl's name because I remember this story. And so before Sarah could even answer, because I thought the whole class was supposed to answer. You're right making all that noise and that
I
beanbag
didn't
face.
think you were gonna be loud.
So before she could even answer, I went 7 in front of the whole class.
That's really cute.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is.
not cute. It's awful. It's really embarrassing. And I literally, like out of a movie, I just slowly slid down my chair and hid under the desk. And
7.
everyone was looking at me, and I just slid and hid under the desk.
Oh, I have. Do you want me to start off from like when I was
But
younger?
Miss
or-
Moncrief then went, "Oh, that's all right, Jacob. I sort of wanted Sarah to answer that one, but that's fine, I guess." And I was like, "Oh my God, no!
I'd be
no, please, no!"
mortified.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible, and that's like, I don't know. It stands out to me as being my most embarrassing moment, but it's not particularly embarrassing. I don't think. Oh, I've got another one. So you give us yours. You can't put that there because it's right next to that. I'll keep knocking it.
Okay. Well, what do you want? Like ones from when I was younger, or like one from
Just
when I was?
whatever, just embarrassing stories because they're always fun to tell.
Okay. How about when I fell down the stairs recently?
That's not embarrassing.
It was so
That's
embarrassing.
just unfortunate.
Like,
Surely you've got better ones than that.
I mean, there's one on the way to Manchester, but I'm not going to tell that.
What way you weed on the floor again?
I don't wee on the floor.
You do. You always wee on the floor. Everyone knows. Even the people who watch know.
I don't. Right. I'm putting this
Get
out.
ready for this.
I'm putting this
excuse
out
now.
there now. I don't wee on the floor.
That's like a Logan Paul apology. That is.
I want to punch you. I don't wee on the floor.
You do. You weed on the floor earlier.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. It was when we were outside. Tell your story.
Why are you not single? Oh yeah, that's right, because I put up with your bullshit.
Why am I not single? What?
Why aren't you single?
Okay, I don't get it. I don't know what you're trying to say here.
I'm saying that you're lucky I haven't dumped you.
Yeah, I am.
I put up with you.
Tell your embarrassing story.
Okay, right, so at my primary school, the talent show,
How old were you?
I was in year 5, so I was like 9.
24?
I was like 9, I think.
Oh. I was
Yeah.
24 when I was that
Yeah, I
old.
was 9. And Jacob, you're not even 24 now. You're 22.
Yeah, but I was back then.
Okay. Yeah, I was about like 9.
Keep going.
I was about like 9, and there was a talent show. Now, I sing. I'm a. You can't see, but I've got like air bunnies like around me. I'm a singer. I'm at uni, but I'm a singer. And so little old me was like, "Ooh, I'm going to enter this talent show." So I did. And I did.
So, how many people sung in this talent show? Because I feel like that's a
Not
pretty
many
basic
actually.
bitch
Not
thing to do.
a lot. Not a lot.
But there's a lot. I bet there were a lot of dancing in primary school.
Oh,
There'd have been
God.
so many like crappy dances.
And there,
How many Macarenas was there? Because
none.
I remember.
But there was one girl who just did. Do you remember? It was James Corden brought out that song with someone else. The shout. Let it all out. Yeah,
you're younger than me by like a year and a half, but that feels like a kid thing to do to me. Like I was too old for that when it came out.
Someone did that, right? They had that playing whilst they just did skipping rope in a football kit.
So it was. Did they do any skipping tricks or?
Not really.
Oh.
They did that thing where they crossed it. And that was about it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a girl in a talent show that we did who just did the Macarena. She just did it for like 4 minutes straight, like in a circle. That was her whole thing.
That makes me want to die.
It was awful, and she had like a proper like serious face all the way through it.
So then I was like, right, I want to sing. I was really into Christina Aguilera at the time. I was like, right. I just want to let you know that's Jacob, not me.
That's Christina Aguilera. She just joined us in the studio.
I sing to a higher standard, but anyway.
Oh.
I just roasted you.
Cocky.
I'm joking.
Vaginary. That's the girl version.
No, so I was like, I want to sing Christina Aguilera. My mum was like, why don't you do a dance routine? I was like,
Because I'm not. Never mind.
I don't want to do
I don't want to shout people out.
I don't want to do a dance routine. I was like, yeah, let's do a dance routine. I was like, I don't want to do a dance routine, but I ended up doing one anyway. Didn't really want to, but we ended up doing one. My mum got me a costume, which was like a black top, black rara skirt. If you don't know what a rara skirt is, it's like where like there's like flaps of material. It's like a mini skirt with like flaps of material over it. So
you
like
had flaps on your dress.
Will you stop it?
That sounds rude.
But I had like neon pink leggings, right? Sparkly trainers. Oh yeah. And then like neon pink jewellery. It was a look, right? And I did Car Wash by Christina Aguilera from the famous film Shark Tale.
Shark Tale. We could watch Shark Tale tonight.
No, I want to watch Slenderman. I know it'll be bad, but I don't care.
Shark Tale's also bad though.
Yeah. But but I had at the end, right, I had this bucket, right, that was full of water. It was like just strings of paper. Because like in my dance routine, I kept like dipping like this like pink cloth like in as if I were like and I was like pretending to like wring it out and stuff like that. And at the end, I was supposed to like throw like this bucket with this paper at the crowd, and it was going to be like really woo.
Yeah.
But well, that didn't happen, right? Because my nanan, God bless her, I love the woman, but she likes chewing gum, right? Oh. And when we were shredding the paper up earlier that day and putting it in the bucket, my nan dropped her chewing gum in the bucket. And all the paper stuck to said bucket. And well, I threw I went to throw the water out the bucket, and nothing happened. Just paper just limply fell out of this bucket, and like all these kids went, "Hey!" like to try and get the paper. And then none of it fell out, so they all went, "Huh?" And I'm just stood on stage in this spotlight with a bucket full of sticky paper. Just
That could have been funnier if you'd have thrown it out and it were all in a clump and just like some chewing gum went on someone.
it was just more like it doesn't sound that embarrassing, but like as a 9-year-old, it's kind of mortifying. Anyway, I came in 3rd place, but it's okay because next year I entered and I sang Empire State of Mind by New York, concrete
That was real Alicia Keys came in for a moment then, sing that.
He's such a Pisces. And I won.
I'm a pie of the sea.
No dance routine this time.
That's what lost you at last
That's
time.
what, yeah. I'm not going to swear about that dance routine, man.
Why not? Fuck shit, pussy bitch. Do you want another embarrassing story that I've done?
Yeah.
I used to do karate when I was younger.
I know this.
Probably about the similar age to when I had that other embarrassing story.
God, the ages of 7 and 8 were a bad time for you.
They were a real exciting years for me.
Your life's just been a bad time.
It peaked when I was around 7, I'm telling you.
I peaked at like 16, 17.
Well, I was doing karate, and I was very new to it. I'd not done it before. And there's not really much to the story, really, other than we all had to sort of sit in a line against this wall while the sensei told us, like, give some instruction or something. And during him saying whatever he wanted to say to us, I just let rip a massive fart.
He's so
massive
cute.
fart. And all the kids are like, oh my god, and like freaking out. And the sensei went, who were that? And I'm like, it were me. Because I'd never been told that that's rude or bad to do in any way. So I constantly just let out farts whenever. I didn't realise at all.
Cute.
And I got thrown out and got in loads of trouble for it. I was really young and I was just perplexed. I got thrown out. I was like, what happened? What did I do wrong? I just didn't understand.
You shouldn't have let it rip, Jacob. That's what's giving you bowel problems.
I've not got bowel
Jacob's
problems.
got bowel problems.
No, I've not. You're being silly.
Jacob's got bowel problems.
You've got weeing on the floor problems.
I'm going to punch you in the dick.
Sexy.
Ew.
So essentially, I just let out a massive fart, and everyone was unhappy with me.
What's new? What's changed?
Another quick side story on that is one time I was gonna have a wee, and there was only one toilet in the entire building of that karate thing. It was a small like dojo, and a small extinct bird. What are they called?
Dodo.
Yeah, dodo. And so there's one toilet, and I opened the door to the toilet because I really needed a wee after class, and it fucking stunk. It was awful. It was really bad, and I had to work up the courage to go in because I thought I was going to throw up in this toilet. It was that bad. It was fine all the time. Like, I never had a problem with it, but just this one day, it was awful. And I opened it up, and someone had not flushed this huge turd. It was massive. Biggest shit I'd ever seen. It was huge. And I had to, like, wee on it. And I was, like, holding my nose and not looking while I was weeing and, like, gipping. And I flushed it and it didn't disappear. And it turns out that it was this girl who was younger than me. Like, at this point, I was a bit older. I'd have been about 10 or so. And she was, like, 8 or 9. And she was, like, small even for that age. And she'd done this huge, massive shit in the toilet. And, like, the blokes in there were like, oh, my God, that's huge. Like fully grown men.
Jesus.
I don't know how that had happened. But even the instructor's wife had to, like, clean it up, essentially, and get it to flush. And even she said that was intimidating to her. Like, she was like, oh, my God.
That was intimidating.
Yeah.
I've never known a shit be intimidating.
So... yeah, that's a nice side story there. What else you got?
Okay, I have... Right, when I was in secondary school, I was in year 10. Year 10. I was in year 10, so I was about 14, 15. And, I don't... Like, it was I think it was like January time. I think it was like really early in like the year, and I got
Drunk,
no,
like you always do.
I'm always drunk. Yeah, no. I was in maths, and my school's really weird. It has a lot of like open. Well, my old school was really weird. Like it had like open classrooms, and we're in this maths room, and it's like.
I'm just pulling faces. Keep going.
And it was in like this really open room, and I remember just being sat in there, and I got like this really weird feeling in my stomach. Like, and like at the time, like I didn't eat a lot at the time. Like I wasn't like I didn't. It was early in the morning, and I weren't really a big breakfast person. And I had breakfast, and I remember like I had like this really weird feeling in my stomach. And it was almost like I needed to do like a really big burp.
You needed to wheel on the floor again.
No, but like it tasted really awful as well. Like it did. Right in the end, it turned out I had a stomach bug, and that was what was wrong with me. But like I remember like I kept like doing these really tiny burps, and they tasted like disgusting. But I'm not eating anything, so I don't know why like they taste like it's really gross, and it was making me feel really sick. And I remember like just thinking to myself like, I feel like I just need a drink of water or something like that. And like, so I was asking around my class, does anyone have like a drink? And like, and everyone was like, oh no, sorry, I don't have a drink. Because I was thinking, all I want is just like a sip of water, and I feel like I'll be fine. No one gave me one, so I was like, right, I need to like go and be sick right now. And I went to sick, and honestly, I've like never seen that much sick come out of myself. It was disgusting. So I was like, I thought I was okay. So I went back to my I went back to my teacher. I was like, I'm not well, and I think I need to go. And he was like, yeah, you don't look well, because apparently I went really pale. He was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll sign your planner. You can go to the you can go to the nurse office, and like, you know, they'll send you home. I was like, all right, cool. So started walking, and like I had to walk upstairs, and I remember like walking upstairs, and like these toilets were like smack bang in front of me, but like it was coming out of lesson time, and loads of people like, well, I think it was for the year 8s, like it was coming out of lesson, so all these years like walking out. And like they're like all these little shits, they're like 12 or 13, they're like just like right little knobheads. And they're all walking out of the lessons. I remember being like, I'm about to projectile vomit right now. I remember like barging past them and like into this toilet, and before I could even open the toilet door, I just like projectile vomited all over this toilet door, like in front of like the entirety of year 8. And it was
what, in front of like a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And it was like, but the thing is, it wasn't like sick. It was like water. It was like water sick. Like it was water with like really little like brown chunks in it. Like it was definitely like it was like
That's
definitely
gross.
It was definitely something like wasn't right. Like it wasn't just I need to throw. It was like I'm ill. Like something's wrong with my stomach.
Yeah, and you were trying to just like shove it out.
Yeah, it was really it was so gross. But I remember as I was walking to it, and like I was sick on this door, but I just kept going and shut the door behind me and carried on being sick into the toilet. Because like I didn't just want to stand there and just go bleh on this toilet door. And I remember like, as I shut the door this year 8 going, oh, she was sick, and like everyone just stood there waiting. And the teacher came and knocked on the door and was like, you alright? I was like,
what you find embarrassing is quite different to what I find.
These
like,
are tame.
You're saving. You're working up.
Yeah, you know my most embarrassing story. You were there.
I've got another one. Like these are normally when I'm like young, because I don't tend to have embarrassing stories nowadays. Really.
I mean, they would be embarrassing to other people, but for you, they're just normal.
I don't know. I think about stuff too thoroughly to my own detriment a lot of the time.
Oh, another one that isn't that bad is right.
I'll trade you one of mine first, and you can
Okay.
do that one. Because it's not. I suppose it's not embarrassing because no one
Why are
found
you
out.
holding my thumb?
Because I need emotional support.
Okay, I'll give you emotional
No,
support.
it's my first ever day at secondary school. I don't know how many people I've told this.
Oh, I know this. I know this.
I don't know how it works in lots of secondary schools. I don't think it even works the same in secondary schools across our country. But essentially, the first 15 minutes of school 10, 15 minutes at secondary school, you went to what was called form. And for me, this is...
Oh, no, I don't know this.
A bunch of people in the same... The school had 4 houses, essentially, just like Harry Potter. Pretty damn close to Harry Potter because they're the same colours and everything. And it were a bunch of people from different years in a form, but they're all from the same house. So I had to go into that. It was my first day. I'd got given a seat to sit in, and I was listening to what the tutor was saying, and I can't remember what she was saying, but for some reason, I just started peeing. Like, I just started peeing myself. I didn't feel like I need a wee. I wasn't bursting or anything. And it just went and started weeing. I was like, stop! And like, I was trying to like stop myself, and it just wouldn't. It just started peeing. And I don't know what the hell happened. I just had to let it run its course. And luckily with how the chair was shaped and stuff, it all like went into the bottom of the chair. So I kind of sat in it. And you couldn't see it on my front because I was kind of sat down so it didn't go up. But you could see it on my bum. And so what I did was, as soon as I stood up, I whipped my backpack round to cover my ass and sort of tipped the chair over as I pushed it under so it had all come off the chair, so that if someone sat on it next, they wouldn't just sit in a puddle of piss and wonder what the hell it was. They might have thought that someone spilt a drink on it or something and didn't wipe it up right. And to this day, I don't know what the hell happened. And I just spent the rest of the day walking around with my, like, essentially, like, trying to lean against walls as much as I can so that no one could see my bum. And if I ever had to move somewhere, I would put my backpack on weird so it covered my butt and, like, carry it, like, with my arms weird. And I figured that people would just think I was carrying my backpack weird, which was a sacrifice I was willing to make for, rather than people see what had actually happened. It was ridiculous. I don't know, like, why that happened at all. And I'm proud of myself for being able to get away with things like that, to be honest. So, yeah, that's that one. You tell yours while I go and see who's knocking at the door.
Okay. Mine was... It's not really embarrassing. It's probably what more people would class as embarrassing. Which was when... we had a choir concert. Me and Jacob met in a choir, and we mostly became friends because we both had there'd be certain songs like in the choir where like the choir. Oh, hello.
I'm back.
The choir like sing in the back, and like they'd have like two soloists up front or like one soloist up front, and we sang the song together. I had two soloists up front, and we're in this big. It was like a Christmas concert, and we're in this.
Go on, keep going.
You're pushing me. We're in this big church, and we got summoned down for our duet together. And Jacob got
summoned.
Yeah, someone as a conductor, signal for us two to come down. So in front of this big church full of people, and like I'd been in the choir for like about 6 years by this point, so like majority of people in this audience recognised me and knew who I was. Like I feel like if what happened,
why aren't you famous?
Oh, shut up. No, but I feel like they only knew me because like they'd seen my face before, and I feel like if no one knew me, that this would be less embarrassing. But we were coming we were walking down like the steps towards the front of the stage, and Jacob got down there like first, and then I got down there after him. But like the steps on this stage were really weird. Like they were like longer steps, but then like there was this one really tiny step that I just didn't see. And I just took this one big step and like nearly fell in front of all these people. And the pianist went to leant to try and get me. You tried to get me, and then the conductor tried to get me. And I was fine, and I stood up and I was fine. But it was just, and then I had to sing a solo after. It was just mortifying. I think that's what more people class as embarrassing. See, is falling down on stage in front of a massive audience. Like this audience was a couple hundred people. It was really embarrassing.
The stuff that I've said is super embarrassing, to anyone. But
I'm working my way up
falling over like that, no one cared.
I cared.
But no one cared. There was no reason to be bothered about it.
I'm working my way up now to my next couple of embarrassing stories.
Go on then. Finish on a big one then, because we've run over a bit. So
okay. Shall I discuss what happened on the way to Manchester?
You can say whichever most embarrassing story you want. It's up to you.
I don't think I should say the Manchester one because I feel like it'll come back to bite me. I'll say that for...
Stop putting your phone on there. Every time you do it, it knocks that.
I'm sorry.
You're just bad at podcasting.
I'm bad at podcasting. Okay. So, I started uni.
You did? You actually got in?
I know, right? Shocking. I got CDD at my A-levels.
But you're a big Dumbo.
I am.
You've got big ears and you can fly.
You calling me an elephant?
Yeah. A nice flying one. You want to be Dumbo, don't lie. You asked for a Dumbo dress.
I don't want to be Dumbo. I am Dumbo. There's a difference.
There we go. Then.
Right. So I started uni in September. I'm doing music at University of Huddersfield. Really loving it. Having a great time, right? And in December, it's been there for the past 3 months, right? 2 weeks. Right? Not even that. It was the last week. The last week of term. Right? Last week of term, right? And I have a rehearsal with some of my friends for this like trio song we're doing in a concert together. And I'm walking. I got there first because we were meeting in the music block, and I got there first, and I went up to the 3rd floor to see where the practice rooms were. Shut up. I was wearing heeled boots because I was like, oh, you know what? I never
boots are made for walking. Walking. Ow! That really hurt. And you made a big noise.
Good.
She just like twisted my nip. My puffy nipple.
That's because you're interrupting me. Everyone's
enjoying. I can feel it through the future airwaves. Everyone's enjoying me interruption.
There's only Void thought, and they thought it was creepy. And
It's not live anymore. It's been recorded.
Oh, well,
Everyone's enjoying it, like in the future, me interrupting you with random songs to do what you're saying.
I'm not enjoying it, and I'm here now, and I can just walk away. Right. But, right, a fun thing you'll learn when you get to uni is you just stop looking after yourself. And, like, I'd just been wearing jeans and Vans and big jumpers for the past couple of months because I just couldn't be bothered to dress nice. And this one day I was like, you know what, no. I was wearing a black turtleneck with, like, this really nice olive green skirt, black tights, and these, like, black heeled boots, right? Because I was like, you know what, I'm going to dress nice for once. It's coming to the end of term. I've got more energy. All my work's nearly done. I'm going to dress up. So I got the lift up to the 3rd floor. Well, it's technically the 4th floor, but it's the 3rd floor. And checked out the practice room, so there's plenty empty. So I was like, right, okay, that's good. So then I was like, right, I'm going to go back downstairs and wait. And instead of, like, I thought, you know, no, I'm not going to take the lift. I'll take the stairs because, you know, no point me taking the lift. I made a mistake. So I started walking down these stairs, right? 2 floors down, I'm like, going well. And then the way the staircase works, it's not like just one big staircase, like, up. It's like 2 smaller ones, like, so it's 26 steps, but it's broke up into 2 like sets of 13.
This isn't an embarrassing story. I already know which one it is.
It is. And so like I'm walking down these stairs, and I'm walking like down the first 13, and this woman's walking up the second 13, and like we're walking opposite ways, so she's coming up and I'm going down. And like we both nod and say hello to each other. I've got my headphones in. I'm listening to Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next" because it was a bop then. And all of a sudden, just straight down 13 steps. Don't even remember how it happened. Don't remember it. All I remember is like landing at the bottom of the stairs with my arse in the air, and I'm wearing a skirt. So this
you slag.
So my arse was fully in the air, like knickers and all. It was, yeah. And I'm just
knickers is underwear.
Oh yeah, sorry, knickers is underwear in England. And like just like arse in the air, legs over my head. Like my neck pressed against this wall and this step like all mangled, and this woman came running down the stairs after me like, oh my god, you're alright? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then I tried to stand up and realised my leg didn't work anymore. I was like, no, I can't, no, I'm not alright, not good, not okay. So I'm sat down the stairs and I started crying, not because it was painful, but I weren't crying because I was in pain, because I think I was in shock. I was crying because I was embarrassed. And like this one was like, you're all right. I was like, no, I'm fine. I just feel like an absolute idiot. She was like, oh no, you're all right, don't worry. And then so she got these first aiders to come and look at my leg. Now by the time they got there, where my heeled boot ended, my leg had swollen over it. Because what had happened was, when I fell down the stairs, the stairs were like concrete stairs, were like metal capped on the edges of them. And when I'd fallen, the front of my tibia had hit the step, and I found out later that I'd actually chipped my tibia. So like a chip of bone.
That's the shin bone.
Yeah. So like the front of your shin where it's like really bony.
Yeah, sometimes I'm really bony. Because boners, penis erections. Carry on.
And so like I'd hit my bone so hard that it hadn't quite broken. A chunk of my bone had broken off. And I was like missing a chunk of bone out my leg. So it was really, really painful. and so my leg had like swollen over my boot, and the first aid just came and took one look and went, no, you need to go and get that x-rayed. Because we all thought I'd broke my leg, especially because I couldn't stand up either. Broke my leg. So they rang an ambulance. Not only one showed up, three showed up.
Yeah.
Three showed up. Don't know why. But as the ambulance, technically it was an ambulance responder and 2 ambulances. So this ambulance responder guy comes, bless him, he's really nice, and he's like asking me how I am and everything. He's like, all right, I'm going to have to cut up and, he said he was going to cut my boot off, and I'm like, no.
Cut your boobs off?
My boot.
No!
He was like, I'm going to have to cut your boot off. I was like, no, please don't cut my boot off. I was like, these boots, really, really girly of me, I know, but I was like, these boots cost £60, please don't cut them off. So he didn't. He only cut the elastic on the side a little bit, just so it was easy to just slide off instead of having to like pull on my leg. So he didn't have to cut the full boot off, and I've sewn that back together. I was really pleased about that because I really like them. And then he was like, I'm going to have to cut your tights off because I need to see the damage. I need to see if it's bleeding or if you've broke the skin or anything like that. Right, yeah, okay, cool. And as he starts doing that, right, I have this horrible realisation that, like, I've not shaved my legs. Which isn't...
God.
No, I know, which isn't that big of a deal. But if there's any girls listening out there...
There's not. Ever. There's never going to be.
It's embarrassing. You're like, oh God, that's really gross. And just as he starts cutting open my tights, and I've sat on the stairs with my massive swollen elephant leg.
Then she started weeing on the floor again, and he was right there.
Literally all the people in the building decided, and this is the staircase at the far side of the building, which no one ever uses. No one ever uses that staircase. But this one day, everyone decided they were using that staircase. Everyone in my year group, in the year group above, all the third years, were coming down that staircase at once and just looking at me like, you alright, Eleanor? Yeah, fine, yeah, really good, thanks, yeah, really good, yeah. And they're all just like coming down the staircase, just staring at me. All my friends were like laughing and taking photos, laughing at my pain. It was just mortifying. And then, to top it off, I had to get a friend to come to A&E room. I wasn't allowed to go home because I needed to have like someone's like to make sure I was
Someone
alright.
to hold your hand and to hold your leg.
Kinda,
make
yeah.
sure it didn't fall off.
Broke my leg. So my friend Alex, bless him, he came with me, and he was sat with me, and they were like, right, okay, so they put this massive, and I mean huge.
From what you told me, you seemed pretty excited about coming. You like wanted to go to the hospital.
No.
All right, I thought you were like excited to see a funny leg accident.
No. Oh,
Okay.
Alex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alex was. I thought you meant me. No,
That's why I said he.
Oh, I thought you said you. No, Alex. Yeah, Alex found it hilarious. Alex found it very funny. Alex took loads of photos and videos, which I'm sure are going to be sent to me on my birthday. But they put this massive, and I mean bright, luminous yellow and massive splint on my leg, and they put me on a stretcher.
It's like you were dying.
I know.
It really wasn't that bad.
I know, and it wasn't at all. Like, I like, if I could have just been put like in a wheelchair, I couldn't put any pressure on my leg at all. I was on crutches for a while, but I couldn't like, so I couldn't have walked. But they could have just put me in a wheelchair. Wheelchair would have done. No, they put me, my massive yellow splintered leg in this bright green stretcher with this lime green blanket on me, right? And these 2 paramedics.
Why the blanket?
Because they were like, oh, in case you get cold. I was like, cold's the least of my worries. But they were, they were brilliant. But the thing is with the ambulance service, because they need to be able to be seen, everything they have and everything they wear is quite bright. Yeah. So then these 2 ambulance people were also walking out with me in bright, luminous outfits to this big, bright, neon yellow ambulance. And like this ambulance is parked at the other side of campus. So and this is lunchtime, right? It happened at lunchtime. So everyone in the uni is outside in the sun having lunch. And here I am, being wheeled through on a stretcher, all in neon. It was basically like a parade float of, look at this prized idiot, right? Just look at her.
That's you.
And I'm just getting wheeled through. And then as well, to top things off, because the stretcher was new, they couldn't quite fit the wheels, to get the wheels, on the ramp into the ambulance, they have to, fit into, these, weird little, I don't know, like kind of like
grooves.
Yeah, like these grooves. But because the stretcher was new, they'd not used it before, and they didn't quite know how to fit it into these grooves. So then they were spending forever to put me in this ambulance on this stretcher on this like platform, and it was just mortifying. And then they left the back doors open at the ambulance for ages while they were sorting out something in the front, so everyone was walking past looking in the ambulance at me.
Just alone.
Just alone in this ambulance. My friend Alex just stood there taking photos and videoing it and finding it absolutely hilarious. Because as well, they'd given me some codeine, so I was feeling a little bit loopy. It was just a mess, honestly. Just oh.
And then Superman came.
No, you didn't come see me.
Oh. Because I'm Superman. Okay, well, that's a podcast. That's a good story. We've done an extra long podcast to make up for the stream not working, and also there'll probably only be one this week because I don't think we want to sit here for another hour and record another podcast like we normally do with Judd.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but...
No, that's enough. Okay. Here's... What do you want any final words?
Well, Whoopi Goldberg loves the Devil's
Oh, whoops, I
Lettuce.
cut you off. Never mind. Goodbye.